And is the latest to cut teaching jobs due to budget cuts. Come next year, January, 2,400 teachers will be without jobs in that province. For more on this and other issues faced by educators in the country, I'm joined by Nomusa Cembi, Sadtu's national spokesperson. Nomusa, very good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for your time. The MSc for Education, or the minister as they call themselves there, says they are not firing, they're not retrenching, their hands are tied. They just have no budget for these positions.
Good afternoon, and good afternoon to your viewers. Yes, they are cutting the post, and what surprises us is that the Western Cape has decided to take the route of cutting down a post. You know, it's not only the Western Cape that is affected by these budget cuts. All provinces are affected by these budget cuts, but the Western Cape chose, the route of cutting down the post as one of the measures to mitigate against the budget cuts. As a union that represents teachers, that wants to ensure that teachers do have jobs, we are totally against this drastic measure by the Department of Education in the Western Cape.
What is the Western Cape not doing that which the other provinces are doing?
We are surprised because we have also put forward some options. There is a recovery program that was put in place after the COVID-19. It is continuing in 2025. We have suggested that perhaps they could look at cutting that recovery program because we've tried our best to ensure that the recovery happens, but they seem to be persistent in looking at cutting posts first before looking at other measures.
In terms of rands and cents, does the budget for the COVID recovery program cover, the salaries and everything else of these 2,400 teachers who stand to lose their jobs?
It may not cover all the 2,400 posts, but it will bring in some change.
But obviously, that wouldn't be a long-term solution, would it?
Yes, we understand it's not a long-term solution, and we understand that the issue of budget cuts, it's not a once-off thing that is just starting this year. We are likely to see these budget cuts also in coming again next year and the year after. It is quite a long-term thing, and we believe that the Treasury should really look at the issue of austerity measures, because we believe that austerity measures are the ones that are that were adopted by Treasury, are the ones that are causing this. So it's not only the Western Cape that is suffering; every province is suffering. At the moment, most provinces are having meetings regarding the 2025 basket of posts. And by the look of things, even though some are still going to go to these meetings later this week, negotiations are going on. And from these negotiations, we can sense that provinces, and we are negotiating as a union, we are negotiating to our best of our abilities to ensure that these provinces do not cut posts for 2025.
Has anyone done any exercise to determine how many teachers each province needs and what it's going to cost and all of that?
We, as a union, we haven't engaged on a clinical exercise, but we know that like every year, the number of learners increases, especially in provinces like the Gauteng and Western Cape and those provinces that are very urban. the number of learners increases drastically every year. So it cannot be that we can see posts being cut when we know that every year new learners come in, and in some instances learners from other provinces move to other provinces.
But who ensures that it's not, I mean, this exercise that is not done arbitrarily?
As unions, both the union and the employer and Treasury has got to ensure that the exercise is not done in such a way that it affects a proper and smooth learning and quality learning. So all the role players, both the department and Treasury, should ensure that whatever is done, it shouldn't have an adverse effect on the provision of quality learning.
What happens if those you are engaging in the other provinces, like your KZN, for example, we've already indicated that they're not going to have money to pay all the teachers? What happens if the budget simply doesn't give, or these provinces come to you and say, look, there's nothing we can do, just like the Western Cape?
We will continue to engage and come up with solutions as to what can be done to mitigate against. But if we feel that the other party does not want to take into account or meet us halfway, we have every right to declare a dispute in the Education Labour Relations Council, and then even if it's not resolved at that dispute level, then we can embark on a strike. But we are fully aware that examinations are around the corner. We have to weigh our options, but we cannot rule the fact that we have a right to go on strike if we feel that the employer is not prepared to meet us halfway. But we do take into account that examinations are around the corner. We will weigh those all the options.
What will need to happen before you approach the Education Labour Relations Council?
We declare a dispute with them, and then all the parties involved sit together and try to resolve the matter.
Why aren't you doing that now?
That is what is happening. That is what has been happening in the Western Cape. We have declared, we have written to the Provincial Labour Relations Council to declare a dispute.
What needs to happen next?
We are waiting for them to respond as to when the parties can come and sit together and thrash out the matter.
Usually, how long does it take for such a matter to be discussed and finalized before you then decide to take whatever action you may decide to take?
I cannot say when, but the matter is quite urgent, and the posts are for next year. So we need to know before the end of the year where the posts. But it looks as if the department in the Western Cape has already made up its mind. You know, but it will have to keep things on hold pending the dispute resolution mechanism within the Provincial Labour Relations Council.
Nomusa Cembi, that's where we're going to leave it. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.